I'm at 101.5. I'm staking out the governor. He's going to be coming out of this door right here and heading over there to where his state troopers are. And see that bench over there? Right there at 101.5? That's where I'm stashing the bud for the bud hunt. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm not sure where the state troopers are. But anyway. Mr. Christie, how are you? This is the Weed Man. I tracked you down again. Hey, if Batman has a Batmobile, shouldn't the Weed Man have a Weedmobile?
Whatever he wants. You're relentless. You've been following me for a dozen years.
I hear you. Well, Mr. Christie, when are you going to stop arresting people for marijuana, though? Having people arrested for marijuana?
You know now. I haven't arrested anybody. I don't get to do that anymore.
But the prosecutor's office, our state laws still say marijuana is illegal, a Schedule I drug, and 22,000 people got arrested for marijuana last year.
Weedman, by the way, so does the federal government say it's illegal.
But
Why don't you go call President Obama, get him to
I would like to call President Obama. Can you get me a meeting with Mr. Obama, please?
Why don't you bring the weed truck out in front of the White House and see how it goes?
I've done that before, but I tell you what, you're his buddy.
Like this.
All right. Listen, I like you though.
I know.
You should stop arresting people though. I just staked out the governor. I got the governor. And he talked. He called me Weed Man. I don't know how much you can see it here, but hey, there he goes. Oh, well. There goes the governor.
In fact, I was doing my radio show Monday night, and after I left the studios in Ewing, outside in a van was my old friend, the Weed Man. You all heard of the Weed Man. The Weed Man, old Ed. He's been picketing me since 2002. Ed used to come, when he was less famous, down to my office in Newark in the Rodino building on Broad Street in Newark, and by himself would picket me. And I would walk outside to walk to lunch, and old Ed would be out there, and we'd chat, and Ed would continue to advocate for his position, and I'd walk over to lunch, and when I'd walk back, Ed'd still be there, carrying his picket sign with my picture on it, telling me I shouldn't arrest people anymore for marijuana violations. And so it's stunning to me. It really was stunning to me. Now Ed's really gotten famous. He's got his own van, right? Maybe I've seen it. He's got, it's all. I don't know where it's getting the money. Maybe people who have my old job should take a look at that. But it's not only equipped and put together, detailed on the outside, but it's also got a speaker system. So I walked out of the radio station and over this loudspeaker, not knowing where it was coming from, I did, "Governor, it's me, your old friend, the Weed Man. Please stop arresting people for marijuana." He said, "I don't do that anymore. May have missed the papers, I'm governor now." And we had a back and forth as I was getting in the car. Troopers made sure he stayed in the van. But, my message to Ed Monday night is the same message I've had all along. This should not be permitted in our society. It sends the wrong message. Every bit of objective data we have tells us that it's a gateway drug to other drugs. And it is not an excuse in our society to say that alcohol is legal, so why not make marijuana legal? Well, let's not. Why not make heroin legal? Why not make cocaine legal? I mean, that argument is a slippery slope. Fact is that we should stop those things we can stop. And as long as I'm governor in New Jersey, there won't be legalized marijuana in this state. And I think other states who have gone down the path of that experiment, mostly in pursuit of tax riches, I've shown that unless the federal government changes their mind on this, that becomes a cash business. And not impugning cash businesses, but they tend at times to maybe not be the most compliant taxpayers in the world. And I think states like Colorado and others have found that in the course of their experiment. I have many taxpayers at town hall meetings who will ask me about, well, why not legalize marijuana to make the taxes go a little higher? To me, that's blood money. I'm not going to put the lives of children and citizens at risk to put a little bit more money into the state coffers, at least not on my watch.
Governor Christie is a bully. You know, Governor Christie bullied me. Let me tell you what happened to me. You know, this is 2002. In 2002, there was a state official named Thomas Bartlett who threatened me. He threatened to put me in jail if I continued to talk about marijuana. You know, to me, here's a state official acting under color of law, acting under the authority of law, who is threatening to violate my civil right to free speech with imprisonment. You know, so I went to the U.S. Attorney's office. You know, U.S. Attorney Christopher Christie. I went to his office and I signed a complaint against Thomas Bartlett saying that Thomas Bartlett was criminally attempting to violate or threatening to violate my constitutional civil rights. You know, because I was a legalized marijuana activist, the federal officials kind of scoffed at my claims, my accusations. But then, you know what? Guess what happened? Several months later, about 2 months later, Thomas Bartlett had me jailed. On August 17th, 2002, Thomas Bartlett went to Judge asshole Giovanni and got a arrest warrant for me, you know, saying that I was advocating criminal activity because I had made 3 commercials advocating the legalization of marijuana. I mean, listen to this commercial.
Have you ever wondered whether a drug-free America is a realistic goal? Many people are beginning to realize that it's just not possible to have both a free America and a drug-free America. I choose freedom. America's claim as leader of the free world is in jeopardy due to the war on drugs. How can we lead in freedom when we imprison more of our own citizens than any other country in the world? Does that sound like America to you? Let's return freedom to America. End the war on drugs.
Now, did you notice in that commercial, I said nothing illegal. I did nothing illegal. I was telling the truth. And I found myself in jail. Exactly what I was talking about. Well, I made 3 commercials. But anyway, I stayed in that jail for 5 months. Several weeks into it, I went on a hunger strike and I wrote a federal writ of habeas corpus and I mailed it to a federal judge, and federal judge Irenas out of the District Court of Camden actually accepted my writ of habeas corpus. At that point I ended my hunger strike, and then for several months you know, I battled the New Jersey Attorney General's office as to if what I was doing was free speech or not. You know, I knew from the very beginning it was free speech. Basically, I had gotten into a pissing contest with Thomas Bartlett about free speech, and then he shit on me by jailing me. You know, that's the only way I can describe it. But anyway, I spent 5 months in jail before ultimately, using the Feldman-Roker doctrine, Judge Irenas interceded and ordered the state of New Jersey to free me. At that point, I went to U.S. Attorney Christie's office again to sign a criminal complaint against Mr. Thomas Bartlett, the state official who had jailed me unconstitutionally and I believe criminally. Mr. Christie's office declined to prosecute Mr. Bartlett. So I started coming to Mr. Christie's office, exercising free speech again, you know, by holding a sign in front of his office calling Mr. Christie a hypocrite and passing out flyers. And I did this in front of his office in Newark. If anyone's ever gone to the Newark federal attorney's office, the federal courthouse is there, the U.S. attorney's office there. It's on a big square. There's both ends of the street are blocked off, so it's like a big tenement square, like, you know, where the, you know, a huge open area. And I was standing in the middle of it, you know, passing out flyers to whoever would look at it. There were a lot of U.S. attorneys who were coming in and out of the building who I gave the flyers to. And at the time, Essex County prosecutor, Miss Paula Dow. And Miss Paula Dow watched this whole thing occur. That is, I was passing out flyers, calling the U.S. attorney a hypocrite. His goon squad from his office came downstairs, came outside, and ordered me to leave. I refused to leave because it was free speech. It was you know, I was in a free area, a public area, and they slammed me to the ground, handcuffed me, dragged me into the building, took my sign from me, and held me for a little while. And then they released me, you know, with a couple tickets, charging me with disorderly persons. Ms. Dow tried to intercede. They ignored her. Because I had another sign, as soon as they released me and I went outside, I just grabbed my other sign and came back and did it again. This time they arrested me again, and they held me inside the building until after, you know, closing hours, and then let me go. And because I was off on Mondays, I came back the next Monday, and they did it again. I came back the next Monday, and they did it again. You know, and that was just U.S. Attorney Christie's office just bullying me, or attempting to bully me. You know, again, I was angry already about my free speech rights being ignored, and I came to exercise them again in front of Mr. Christie's office. And what happens? I get arrested 3 Mondays in a row. You know, Mr. Christie was bullying me to shut up. You know, it kind of worked. After those 3 incidents, you know, I got bounced around each time. I got tickets each time. I got summonses each time. But I had a court date at least. And, you know, a couple months later, I went before Judge Maritone, Federal Judge Maritone out of Newark. And Federal Judge Maritone kind of did exactly like Judge Irenas did. He upheld my federal constitutional right to exercise free speech, yelled at the flunky U.S. attorney that Mr. Christie's office had sent to prosecute me, basically gave her a lesson. It was kind of, you know, I was flattered, I guess, because this federal judge was really he wasn't being biased. He was upholding my federal right, and he basically just stomped on and smacked the U.S. attorney and told her to dismiss this case, and she did. The only journal at the time who even covered it was the New Jersey Law Journal, you know, that did a nice follow-up story about this incident. But I truly feel that I was bullied by U.S. Attorney Christie, who later became governor and now wants to be our president. Woo. Do you want to bully as president? Just say no to Governor Christie. Just say no.
Really, seriously, you're not asking me about Hostess Twinkies, are you? Come on, what's the next question? David, what do you got? I'm not answering a question about, you know, there's so much. I'm on Saturday Night Live enough. You think you're getting me behind this microphone, having me talk about Twinkies? This is a setup, man. I know it. You people are the worst. This is a setup. I am not answering questions on Twinkies.
And no. You're not. It's bad that I even said the word Schwinky from behind this microphone. You're not getting me to do that. No way. David, don't go to Devil Dogs, David. Don't try it.
Have you heard our government's claim that marijuana is dangerous, addictive, and has no medical value? I have, but I also know the scientific facts. Marijuana has never killed anyone, is beneficial to many, and has been used as a medicine for thousands of years. Even doctors are openly challenging the myth that marijuana is dangerous. Many of them recommend marijuana to treat a number of medical ailments. Who do you believe? Your doctor or your politician?